Welcome back to the Principals Podcast. We are your hosts. I am Mr. Santobin. This is
Mr. Eggleton.
And joining us today are two of our most wonderful students,
Nick Gross
and Kiya Defranco.
So what we typically do with these podcasts is we'd love to just kind of get the dialogue rolling. So we're going to have a couple of kind of silly questions and have some fun answering them, guys. And we may even jump in ourselves here. First question. Which teacher at Clarion Limestone would survive the longest in a zombie apocalypse, and why?
I would say Mr. Oaks. He knows a lot about canning and preserving food.
Okay.
And I feel like that kind of stuff is really important if you're going to survive like in an apocalypse like that.
Good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
In my personal opinion, I think it would be Mr. Aaron. Just based off of vibes, he's a smart guy. He knows a lot about people, how they work, stuff like that. I feel like he has the guts to survive.
Okay. Good answer.
Okay, when you have free time, which I know you both are very busy, so there's probably not a lot of it, but when you do have free time, what do you usually end up doing?
I usually like to play games or mostly study academic, like last night. Just get on with like my friends, like Dalen here, for example, or Dylan, and just play a little bit. And then in between, we'll just look through some stuff and we'll study through like what we needed to look through. So just trying to always stay on top of work.
Mm-hmm. That is definitely one of the best parts about Academic is any free time you have can be turned into productivity time. And so lately we've all been working on different subjects and picking out specific parts for each of us to make mini presentations on or to better explain to the rest of the group. And it's a really great way to spend my time.
Well, if you've ever wondered why the students at CL do so well academically, I think we now have our answer. I fully expected, video games or, oh my goodness. All right. If you could have any animal as a pet, real or imaginary, what would it be?
The bone napper from How to Train Your Dragon. It's this skeletal dragon that every time like he kills another dragon, he takes like part of their bones and stuff.
Okay. I'm very familiar. My kids enjoyed that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I had to say anything, it sounds a little basic, but I would say a tiger. It's like a giant house cat, but bigger, scarier, more interesting.
And can eat you?
Yeah. Mike Tyson have a pet tiger,
I think so. Yeah. I remember back to the old Napoleon Dynamite movie. It was a liger, right? A tiger.
Oh,
that'd be cool, right? Yeah. That'd be cool.
What is a totally useless skill you secretly wish you had?
So it's not completely useless, but I'd have to say perfect pitch. So it's basically you can just hear any note from any instrument and just know immediately what note it would be, or like someone singing, you can tell them what key they're singing in. You can teach yourself it kind of, but it's more like you're just born with the ability to do it. Kind of, it's really rare.
Absolutely.
This might sound basic, but I have never been able to whistle, and everybody I know can go around and whistle, and it's the most like irritating thing ever. But also, it's really cool when you can use it in like music and singing, and it's just like a fun thing to do. I wish I could do it.
I've always been envious for the people that can do I can't do that. I've never been able to do that, but whistle really loud that way. So.
Mm-hmm.
I could whistle like I'm not whistling. It's kind of a weird thing. It just freaks people out. They don't know what's coming from me. So, who's up here? You. Right?
I just did that.
Oh no, you did it. Yep, you did it. Okay. All right. The old man gets left behind sometimes. All right. If you could live in any decade, which one would you live in?
So I'd personally say the 1980s or the 1990s. I listen to a lot of older like metal and stuff.
Okay.
So a lot of that, like Metallica and all of them, is like late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I would also probably say the 90s. It's known to be one of like the best decades of our time and whatnot. And it just seems like some of the best music, inventions, styles came from that time. And it'd be really cool to go back and experience it firsthand.
So now you're getting into, Mr. Santobin, it would have been his heyday. Yeah. I would have been a kid through the 90s, but yeah, it was definitely a good time. It's more simple, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have seen all the social media, like the kids in the 80s, right? Like we drank out of, water hoses and our parents didn't know where we at until we showed back up for dinner.
Rode in the back of trucks.
Yeah.
But it's all true, by the way, and more. But we won't get on that road either. So.
That could be a different podcast.
That's it. Yeah. Probably not a school one. So you guys are here and you're representing our Academic Decathlon Team. We continue to have incredible success. That's something we've had success for years. You guys are continuing with that. We're so proud of that here. We just want to talk a little bit about that and talk about the success piece, but we also want to promote the program and get other students interested in it as well. And so we're just going to kind of let you guys start riffing on that and telling us, what you've been doing and what things look like. And
so when I joined as a freshman, the team just got off of being coached by Mrs. O, and Mrs. Stouffer just took over as the coach. Like Jack Munwire, Jason Megnan, all those older academic kids from last year, we all joined the same year. Mm-hmm. They were all sophomores. I was freshman. And we weren't really too great our first year. But as obviously last year's we went to nationals, team bonding and getting to know each other is also a very big, important part of academic, trusting who's on your team. And that makes it a little bit easier to go through too. So you don't have to pick everything up kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Relationship building is, and people tell you that, we tell you that, and you hear it, but it's, we talk about it all the time and how valuable and how important it is. And so it's just, I love to hear that. That's what, that's one of the first things you bring up is that piece of it. And because you take that with you for the rest of your life, and it's a great skill to have. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I liked how you mentioned earlier, you're on a video game and all of a sudden you take a break from that and you're quizzing each other. So you're holding each other accountable. Mm-hmm. That's what makes any team successful is each member. You can have the greatest coaches, the greatest advisors, whatever, but you guys have buy-in. It seems like you guys really want to be successful and do what it takes.
It takes everyone's individually. You have to be your best for the team to succeed. So holding each other accountable is also a very big part of having good team success.
Mm-hmm. And I like the part about the buy-in, but the coaches do play a role and the advisors play a role. And talk a little bit about them. We come down here and we want to bring the kids down and we want to talk, and we certainly want to hear from you guys and your success, but let's at least give them, their due as well. What's it like working with those guys, and, talk a little bit about that relationship.
I would say Mr. Alden and Mrs. Stouffer are one of the big reasons why we've had all of the success we've had as a team. Mr. Alden being able to go with us to regionals and having his knowledge in science and whatnot to be able to help us with different subjects, and Mrs. Stouffer being the one who actually, runs and teaches the class when we have it, and her overall energy and the fact that she's always so positive. We can't ever be upset no matter what losses or the obstacles we run into. She, ties us together. She helps us strategize. She studies down with us, and she'll quiz us and play along with us. And so it kind of all feels like we're one big team rather than it being an awkward division or anything like that.
Yeah. So where are we at in the season right now? We talked a little bit before. Let's tell everyone what point of the season we're at, what's coming up soon, what's next.
So we just finished our last scrimmage, but they changed it to the regular season. So the way it worked is a bunch of different schools, not just categorized, go to a different place, and then we'll take the test there, do the stuff there, get the scores. So we just did the last one. There's 3 of them. They switch up the subjects for each one. So there'll be math and science for one, lit and music for the other. It's different each time. But now we're heading into regionals. So if we lose, if we don't get first or second here on, we're out. It's kind of like a game, like a normal game. You lose, you're out of it.
Mm-hmm. Playoffs, basically, right?
Yeah. It's 2 days. They're usually weekends. They're every single subject. It's really tasking of you. But going to regionals is always really important because it's the teams around here. It's North Clarion, it's Montauk, Fort LaBeouf, and all of them. So it's always a nice little cherry on top to beat them too.
Yeah. Local bragging rights, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when is regionals?
The 14th and the 15th.
I think it's the 13th and the 14th. And Montauk is hosting regionals. So they've been working really hard, and they're really excited to show off their skills because they're hosting regionals. So we have to show up and we have to prove ourselves.
Yeah, you always want to win on your home turf. So that's going to be a tough challenge for us, that's for sure. And when and where is States this year?
States should fall around the 13th or 14th of March.
Okay.
And this year it's in Hershey somewhere.
Okay, excellent.
It's always, to me, that's where States should be. Mm-hmm. Hershey's right just what you think of when you go to States is the Hershey chocolate world and everything. So.
Yeah.
So, a lot of good memories taking teams down there over the years. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Talk a little bit about who are some of our other for lack of a better term, varsity or starting team, members on the academic team?
So the way it works is it's split into 3 divisions based on your GPA. So there's varsity, scholastic, and honors. Mm-hmm. Honors is 3.5 and up, and then like Scholastic is like 3.5 to like 3.1, and then varsity is anything below that. You can also be in a lower division even if you have a higher GPA.
Okay.
No, wait, you can, okay. So there's a lot of schools that actually strategize to get their best people on their team to tank in school, to get bad grades on their core classes so that their GPAs will go down.
They're sandbagging.
They're
Oh my word. I can't believe it.
Like, that's crazy. I've heard before, like you don't want, some kids will purposely like, I got to get a C in this class because I can't get my GPA bumped over a 2.5 or a 3.0 because that'll put them into a different category. Which
it obviously gets harder for each division. So there's 3, but you can have more than 3 on your team, or more than 9 on your team, but 3 compete. So it's me, Lucas, and Dylan for varsity. Then it's Emily, Drake, and either Dalen or Grace for Scholastic, and then Parker's in varsity now.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
You can also switch now too, like I said. Yeah. And it gets easier. Obviously, honors is the hardest. So those are the highest scores out of everything. Like that's like Verl, Kiya, Lily. I've never been in honors. I've been in Scholastic and varsity. Scholastic is a way bigger jump than varsity for sure. They're more just hard. They're just harder questions.
Yeah. Sure. Good. Well, we're certainly looking forward to continued success. Success breeds success typically, and you guys have had that, and I know you're going to want to build on that. What are your hopes for this year? I mean, what do you have your eye on in terms of finalized goal?
Hard to go that next step from last year. If you didn't know, these two both went to nationals with the team last year.
That's right.
It was in
Des Moines,
Iowa. Yep. This year it's a little more exciting though, right?
Yep, we're going to Garden Grove, California, in theory.
Oh, okay.
So that's the goal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, that is the goal, the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nothing like a bare cornfield in Iowa and whatever it was, April or May. I'm sure it was not exciting to, visually, but excellent.
What did you learn about that experience in nationals last year?
Well, we learned a lot about planning ahead of time. We were kind of surprised to go to nationals because they changed the qualifications later. So they allowed us to go to nationals with a lot less notice than everybody else. So we weren't able to stay as long as we liked. So we were only there for a day longer than they were actually competing. So it was a lot of straight to competition. We had like lunch breaks that we had to like walk around town or whatever. But it was a lot of being on the go. A lot of impromptu planning and all working with each other.
Last year was a little bit of a whirlwind, if I remember right, is we qualified for the national competition, but in the division we were at, it was supposed to just be virtual, correct?
Yep.
So there was no, we weren't to go to Iowa, but we scored so well that our overall score was scoring higher than some of the schools in other higher classifications.
Yes.
That were able to go to national. So a letter was written
by the students,
to the Academic Decathlon, whoever organization,
right.
and they accepted us into the national competition at Iowa because the students advocated for it, and truly fair. When you scored higher than some of the other teams that were going, like even though we were in the lower division, if we were competing in the higher division, we would have qualified, and they let us go ahead and go and compete in those higher divisions, which was awesome.
Yes.
So, and for me, when I look at that for you guys, and I know everybody takes different lessons from things, but the one that I hope that you guys take away from that is how important it is to advocate for yourself. Most of the time, other people aren't going to do that because they don't prioritize it like you do. That was important to you guys. You wrote the letter. You had some success with as a result of that letter, and just shows you how important it is when you really want something and it's important to you. Being able to self-advocate is huge, because I'll be honest with you, most people don't do that. They just give up. So kudos to you guys for that as well. Very impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
So hopefully in a month we have you guys back on. We're talking about a state, or 2 months maybe, about a state title and a trip to nationals, and that's where we hope to be at here.
Yeah, totally.
Definitely have you guys back and see how things go. Well, we really appreciate what you guys are doing. You guys let us know what you need from us as we move forward, and then we can help to make you guys more successful. We're fully on board with that. So, guys, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.